Hey, it's time for some more hay. I mean, hay? You know what I mean, hay. Hi, it's Amy. Welcome back to Hummingbird Hill, and I'm actually here just to give you a quick update on the hill because last week we did a little tour of this section to see how the weed control is going. I'll put a little link wherever they go up here. And there were no potatoes coming up, but I thought I'd show you that yes, at least I have one group of potatoes coming up here in the hay on the hill. Ooh. So let's see. There are also still weeds, but so much better than last year. So right here, that is a group of purple potatoes, and they are starting to come up. Now I'll have to keep an eye on them and add some more hay if necessary. Ooh, sorry, it's a hill by the way. And add some more hay just to keep things looking great. You don't want those potatoes to get exposed to sun while they're growing because then that can cause them to turn green, which I believe has arsenic in it, which is not so good for the tummy or the rest of you, by the way. So let's come on down to the garden where we're actually going to do our update on what's going on down in the hay bales this week. Last time we were looking at the hay bales about 2 weeks ago, things were not looking so great after 2-ish weeks of super steady rain. So right now, let's go see if some of the methods that I used to try to combat what was going on are working. There are some interesting things going on in the hay bales, at least in my opinion. Hold on. Again, the patented chicken keeper adder. Nope, still have not put up the hardware cloth. Just not so necessary when the cardboard's actually working beautifully. It would be a lot easier though to get through the gate without having to hold all these things. Hold on, we got this. We're doing it. Okay, we got it. So the first two bales here by the gate, which are kind of a weedy mess, are looking great. I put in a, let's see, what is that? That is a Chinese lantern, I think. There's some grass. This is a marigold that'll hopefully come back. I think that's a flower I actually planted. That was a mushroom. This is a crown of thorns, which is, wow, look at that. And it is, the stalk has split. Hopefully you can see that. But this is gonna root back down into the bales on its own, and it's doing beautifully. The same with this one. Those were some of the plants that I planted that got a little leggy, and then I transplanted them, but I didn't pot them down, and I didn't know I could have. Maybe it would have worked in the state they were because they were so young, but they're taking care of business on their own, and so they are doing great, and one actually has a flower on it, which is exciting. These bales are mostly flowers. There were like 3 of these that started coming up and then they stopped, and they haven't really come back, so I'm not sure exactly what else is going on in here besides some good bugs and some bad bugs. So last time we looked at the bales down here, let's come on down, things were not looking good. There were black leaves, there were holes, the rain was terrible. My peas and beans were turning yellow. Ooh, don't mind me. You can walk and talk at the same time. My peas and beans were turning yellow. Things were not super happy. So I fertilized the bales, and I actually had to resort to using some Sluggo. Now Sluggo is OMRI rated. It is an iron, I should have brought the jar with me out here. It's iron, is it phosphate? It's iron something or another. So it doesn't have spinosad in it. Now I may have to resort to some spinosad if things are not getting better, but I have been having fewer holes. The beans and peas are looking great, but it is time to add some more fertilizer, I think. Again, just because we had so much rain right after the bales were fertilized, and then again, they just need more nutrients. So let's take a look here. This is some kohlrabi, and as you can see, it's not germinating evenly, but there's kohlrabi coming up. This one's looking really good. These sweet potatoes are doing great. This one especially is happy. Ooh, look, a dead slug. Apparently the Sluggo's doing its job. I hope you can see that because I can never tell where this thing's pointed when I have to turn it away. The These are turnips. Two different turnips and radishes. And they're doing all right. Again, I think when I watered over here for the first couple times, I was a little overzealous. Okay, let's keep going. So why do people call me? I mean, I'm in the garden and I don't know anyone in Ohio. I mean, I know people in Ohio, but not people who call me. Telemarketers. So the sweet potatoes are starting to look good, which is nice. Over here, this is the celery, the Chinese pink celery I planted about a month after my other celeries. These two are doing great. This one's looking a little wimpy. And the marigolds aren't super happy. But they are overall looking all right. And they are behind, of course, the celery I put in earlier because I want them to be staggered. The spaghetti squash, now this was looking better, but it's starting to get some yellowing on the leaves, which is one of the reasons why. Let's see, do we have any bugs? Oh, there's some bugs there too, I think. Yeah, those are bugs. What are those? Can you see those little suckers? Those were not there earlier, but they are yellowing these leaves, so I probably need to get out here with some neem. Gosh darn it. Because that one was looking pretty good, but those leaves just started going yellow today, actually. They were probably yellowing yesterday, but I didn't notice it that much. So, some more nutrients and some neem oil, it looks like, because, darn. The beans over here do have some slug biting, as you can see, but these are looking so much better than they were. Yeah, there's these bugs over here too. Yeah, darn it. Bugs. This one's not happy. And those are some little marigolds that survived and are coming back. The Chinese dragon snake bean things look pathetic. I don't know if those are gonna grow, but I'm gonna give them some more fertilizer and hope, I guess. The eggplants are doing pretty well. I do have some eggplants upstairs that I grew from seed that I just haven't planted in yet because they were still pretty small, and with the rain issues and the bug issues, I didn't really want to put them out here. I have another set of peppers up there, a chocolate pepper I think, and some more celery that they're perfectly happy right now on my counter, even though they're in this small little growing pots. So I'm not sure when I'm going to bring those out. Hopefully this bug situation I'll get under control and then I'll feel more confident. The sweet potatoes over here, let's see which kind did not come back. The Jersey yellow have not come back at all. This one's coming back, and as you can see, there's lots of fungi-amungi. So I'm gonna put some regular potatoes in there just to take up the space. These peas are looking better, but they're still super yellowy. So these bales need more fertilizer as far as I'm concerned. That's my thought. Cabbage, as you can see, I sprinkled some Sluggo on this, a lot of Sluggo, and hopefully it'll help because they're just so sad, these leaves. Oh my goodness. See, and what is that little bug? Can you see that little sucker? Tell me what that bug is. If you know what that bug is, let me know, because then I can know if I need something else besides neem. But that's where we're going tonight. Obviously not now, because it's way too bright out here. Whew, hold on, that's better. These beans though, oh my gosh, these are looking so much happier. So since I gave them, you're an ant, you're in trouble. So since I gave them the fertilizer and then picked off some of those leaves that were really bad, these have perked right up. They're doing so much better. And then these are just joining the party, but this one got some bug bites and has some bugs underneath. Definitely gonna have to come out here with the neem oil and get under the leaves. This is a ground cherry. I don't know exactly what ground cherries are supposed to do and look like. It has got some nice little fungus all around its base. Let's just pull a couple of those out. I don't know, I don't think those are super harmful, but if they're super close, I don't want them squishing out the roots. Some of the plants don't seem to mind, but some of them do. The blackberries over here are going crazy and need trimmed. And this broccoli has been mostly murdered, but is doing better. These are looking okay. What's going on here? What is that black goo? Like, is that must be slug trails. So the Sluggo seems to be working because these have been not getting worse. But they were already in kind of bad shape when I decided I had to go with something finally. My poor peppers, like I said, I've never really had luck growing peppers from seed, but I'm trying it. Unfortunately, I think you're coming back a little bit. These have just been, like, this poor little sucker has been gnawed by whatever's been out here. Again, I put the Sluggo out. They have not looked worse, and in fact, they're starting to put on some new growth, which is great. Happy about that. This is a very nice zucchini. That's not looking too terrible. This one has not grown super a lot. I can speak. Let's get some of this grass out of here while I'm here. I am not super worried about the grass, though I probably should be. I just pick a little bit every time I come by, and it keeps coming. And part of this is just because it's hay, and part of it's just because of where it's planted, and we're surrounded by fields. There's weeds everywhere. This celery is still looking so happy. I'm super pleased with that celery. Hopefully you can see it. Look at it's pink down there. Those are little ants, I think. I need to get some ant trapping out here. So probably some borax, I think. I've read a couple remedies about that last year. So those are looking all right. Some problems. This zucchini is doing great. That one is not, and that one is really not. But I really probably only want one on this bale anyway, because there are only so many zucchinis one group of people can eat. Oh, and I love zucchini, and it's great to like shred and freeze for stuff in the winter, like in soups and breads. But yeah, the last few years I picked over 100 zucchini from only a couple of plants, so I really don't want 6 plants. So if those decide to self-select and only the strongest one grows, that's great. I don't have to pull the other ones. Here I just put some marigolds in. Oh, sorry. That, I think, is a plant I planted, or it's a weed. Not sure exactly. This was the bale that I put some smaller seeds in, experimenting with how small the seeds could be, and still make it. The lettuces, the turnips, and the kohlrabi over there I put on with a soil base, and I probably should have used compost. Opie over on Brew City Garden, he used compost this year. Of course, he didn't say until after I'd already planted my stuff, because he's on the East Coast, and so they're just getting started a little later because of all the crazy weather there too. And he just said using compost has really helped his seeds. They're looking better and don't dry out as much. That is one thing I'm noticing, is that between every watering, the bales with soil on top get really dried out. So I have to water every day. With the bales, you kind of have to anyway. So those, ooh, that's a bug. Ah! Sorry, that was a big bug. It just landed on my shoulder and stayed there. Ah! Ew. Okay, this is, as you can notice also here, my bales are looking a little squishy. It's because I squished them. You're supposed to compress your bales so that they grow better. Some of them are compressed well, some of them are still topsy-turvy in the compression, but when you squish them together, it helps the roots have more stuff to get down through, so they get stronger and they really grow into the bales well. So I've been squishing some bales. And this one I squished a lot. And this is a little acorn squash. No, it's a buttercup squash. There's 2 of them growing there, which will be great because I planted some of those in end of July last year, and we only got one before things froze. It wasn't quite enough time before October. I might have planted them in mid-August, but I just threw them in because I had ordered them from Baker Creek, and I got them towards the end of summer, and I was like, let's just see what happens if I put them in. So we only got one, and it was not a great size, so I just thought I'd try those again and try them down here in the hay bales. So those are going all right. Over here, my little potato cucumber is actually coming back. It was not happy after the rain and the bugs, but it is putting on some new leaves and doing all right. The Bait Alpha cucumber got totally mauled. It is gone. I put in a new seed, and it has not come up yet. So we'll see about that one. It may or may not grow. So I'll put something else in this bale, if nothing else, if it doesn't come up. You know, just because it's nice to have things growing in the garden instead of empty spots. I do have some red Russian kale. I bought some organic stuff that I'm going to pop in where the red Russian kale didn't come up. Oh, can you see that beast? Hi, Jack Jack. What you doing, boy? Oh my goodness. Wow, all of the tiny little flies that just came. I don't know if you could see that. So, Jack, you're gonna poop again? Okay, I did not want to film that. Ew. Ew. And ew. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Jack, but there was another pile of donkey poo right there. It's a little runny, so I wonder what they ate. Oh, the neighbor gave him a ton of grass. Yeah, that smells like grass too. Ew. But there are so many little flies coming up off that when he stepped around it. Ew. Donkeys. And neighbors. I mean, it's nice to be nice to the donkeys, but it's so not good for their tummies to have that much spring grass. Oh well. All right. This bale was waiting for cucumbers to grow. Pulled out a bunch of mushrooms. Need to plant some more stuff. Cucamelon is dead. So here are some beans from my Aunt Susie, and these are looking great. These are supposed to grow crazy like, and since none of the rest of my beans are looking super good that are climbers, these might be what I'm eating a lot of. Hey, hold on just a second. Okay, company was over and said hello, so I had to stop. Plus, Jack, that beast right there, who does not need any more grass. You see him? He does need a good brush, and keeps rolling in the dirt, and he still has a little winter coat on him that hasn't come off yet. Oh, it is hot out here, by the way. It's after 6. Should be cooling down, but it's not. Let's come on back. So the Thunbergia is looking great. It's happily climbing up. And since nothing else is on the trellis yet, at least it's nice to have that. This, oh, well, see, this is looking better yesterday. This is a cantaloupe. And it, again, was one that was leggy and the stem split. But what it has done beautifully is it has rooted down back itself. And I kind of pushed it down when I noticed the stem was just kind of giving up the ghost. And I was hoping that it would do that. I didn't know if it would because I've never grown cantaloupe before. And it did. It just gave itself a new rooting point. So if the bugs will leave the sucker alone, I may actually get some cantaloupe. We can only hope, right? Let's see. Oh, I filmed a little video, but I didn't post it, so I'll just tell you now. My third Tiny Tim tomato. Can you see that right there? Let's see. Right there. Yes, right there. Is coming back. I didn't pull it because I had hope after the other one came back and is doing so well. But that one it's been over a month, and there was just that little node sitting there that I just had hope for. So I keep watering it and keep giving it the love, and it has come back. This one came back right away and is doing great. And this one has just been kind of stunted since the freeze. It didn't die back, but it's there, it's green, but it's not really growing. So I'm gonna give it some more fertilizer tonight too. Just a little bit of the fish food that's nice and mild so it doesn't burn the plants, and it's liquid so it'll get into the bale and kind of absorb there. Yeah. So that's really kind of what is going on with the bales right now. I'm super excited that there are some improvements since I've given the first round of fertilizer, and also since I put out the Sluggo a couple of nights ago. I'm trying not to use a lot of sprays or anything, but I am gonna have to get out here with some neem oil. It's not great for the bees, so I will do it. And also the oil you don't want to have when it's sunny. So I'll have to wait until it is dark tonight. Or darker tonight to come here. Oh, look at Miss Basil Bell. Huh, Basil? What you doing? What you doing, girl? Let's see, can we see you? Hopefully we can see you, I don't know. You gonna come around? The door, no, the gate's open. I better go let Basil in. Anyway, I just want to thank you so much for joining me here in the hay bale end of the garden and a little bit up on the hill. That's just a quick update, and I will link below the other members of our hay bale garden collaboration for 2019 so you can check out their gardens, see what they're growing, how things are going, because we are all across the country and things are at different stages and we're all dealing with some different weather issues. So it's really interesting to see what is going on. One thing that is happening for all of us, a lot of bugs, a lot of pests. So that's something that's interesting, that I'm really interested in seeing how the other hay bale gardeners deal with that. So right now I'm just gonna say I hope everything is growing beautifully in your world, and thank you so much. I hope you come back again so we can do some more growing and chatting about growing together. Bye.